center. It's not distorted or being divided the screen with anybody else. Fantastic. Sheikh, take it away.
All right. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلوات الله وسلامه على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All right, folks. Good evening.
Sheikh,
Assalamu alaikum.
I lost you. I lost your video.
Oh. Video is still here.
I got you back.
See. Okay. All right.
That's
so, assalamu alaikum, everybody. We're still here, and the silence now is gone. We were just getting things ready to make sure that we have a nice background and everything. See, it looks all nice now, mashallah. Sick. Right, folks. So we'll give it a minute or two, just to allow the stragglers to straggle themselves in. And let's have a look and look at the thingy. Yes, I've upgraded the Hamza from last year's. What was it? I was in my thingy. You know, I had a flooding, didn't I? So I had to do it off my laptop in the from the front room. Now, alhamdulillah, back in my office, all sorted now. Got my desk and everything, and you know, so it's more yani quiet, it's silent, more dampened in terms of noise, and it all looks more religious and stuff. So let's have a look to see. Obviously, all of my team are here, mashallah. And feel free if you need some urgent question asked in. If you need an urgent question answered, then please feel free to put it in the chat. And right, this is interesting. Some people are saying they can't hear. So maybe if you can respond to them. Okay, right. So we need to tell folks, or we need to write to folks that they need to connect their audio, whatever that means. How do you? Okay, there's quite a few people. So I wonder whether that's something from our side. I don't think so.
It's not actually because most of the majority, from what I'm seeing here, like 95% of the people have the audio. So it's individuals that join, but you have to give the permissions to connect audio whenever you maybe people joining via mobile or browser.
Right.
It looks like a lot of the people that are joining from the phone don't have the audio. But majority of the ones that have joined, you have to give it permissions. So I don't think it's something from our side.
And is there a way that we can advise on the phone?
I can grant access for them to speak, but for them to actually connect to the audio, that's something they'd have to do on their own. If they click on the mic at the bottom, I'll put it in the chat where it says, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah, put it in the chat. So yeah, folks, if you can just just keep repeating that kind of thing for the people who are, see that Umar said the phone worked out itself. He just put the phone to his ear and it unblocked everything. So yeah, the idea for me is to give you, in essence, it will only take a few minutes to answer the question about what is going on with Nusuk and some updates on that front. So that's basic. The issue is more important about giving you guys some opportunity to ask your own questions to get clarity. So I can see a few things there, and we're gonna be giving the mic to people as well. So you can raise your hands, and then you'll be able to speak and express fully what you want to say and specific situations. All right, so we're just going to give a minute for everybody to do this process on their phones. Some people are phone. Golden rule, folks. I know that everybody is all about phones, but doing anything on phones is a disaster. Joining meetings, trying to understand and watch presentations, trying to do nusuk, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Doing that kind of stuff on a phone. So try to get out of that habit. Try to pull out the laptops and the PCs and the Macs and the whatever, and hopefully that will. I think I'm just trying to get over the spelling of chevron. Imtiaz spelled chevron with S-H-E. I want to go and jump out this window. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right. Let's just give everyone a few moments. Actually, you know what? Let me answer a question which actually quite specific. Before I give a general kind of update, Keish has said, please would you be able to make clear that those of us who have not yet registered or visited Nusuk won't be left behind on Nusuk? The answer to that is I can absolutely give you that guarantee. And I can absolutely make it clear that we are still technically, I know it sounds crazy, but we are still early. See, the thing is that we are super military, super regimental. We don't leave anything to chance. We do things in a very, very structured fashion because it just reduces the stress later on. And people who do tasks as per the time when we tell them to are always the ones that find it easier. And so we have started early. Not early, okay? But we're in the early stages. I mean, you will know when it's action time because the buzz will increase, the communications from Nusuk will increase, everything. So Keish, I can tell you as clear as it is. Like I'm gonna give you a rough I'm gonna give you a rough up to date predicted kind of target now, timeline. Today's the 18th of November. All right, looking at my calendar right now. I'm going to be going to Saudi, inshallah, this weekend, and I'm going to be getting some updates for you guys, and I'll share them in the chat and the channel. And I can tell you now that I do not expect to hear anything concrete until the first week of December. How about that? Okay. The Hajj Expo that was in Jeddah, which is like the Hajj Ministry big kind of the whole kind of the big kind of showcase of new services, new ideas, blah blah blah. Last year, and it happens every year at this time, it's essentially kind of like them getting into action, and then in the few weeks after, they make their final decisions. So I'm just going to give you an example. Right now, I can tell you that the Hajj Ministry has not even yet decided who are they finalizing that will actually be the service providers. Haven't actually finalized it. Number two, they haven't actually even finalized the system that they're going to be implementing with the Hujjaj. So at this moment in time, forget about me, who is what they call a marketing partner in Nusuk language, a marketing partner. Forget about the service providers. That's the big companies like Al Bayt and Al Rajahi. They're the ones that are the ones who organize everything, put all the money forward and everything. I'm talking about the Hajj Ministry. Sorry, wrong. Forget about Nusuk. Nusuk is the platform that the Saudi government has made, and it's made its own department. And it's kind of under the power of Hajj Ministry, but it has given a little bit of independence. You know how government departments, go up against each other a little bit. So forget about so there's three entities so far. The Hajj Ministry, which by the way, also, although it is the authority, it gets lent on by the security services, by the police, by the royalty. Everyone's got fingers in every pie. But the Hajj Ministry themselves have not yet made key decisions. What the final numbers will be overall, what the country numbers will be specifically, what the various programs will be able to take. They haven't yet made a decision on the accommodation. So our accommodation, our program is very well established. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. We still don't know whether we, despite having fixed kind of parameters for the last 3 years that Nusuk has been operating, this year the theory is that the Hajj Ministry is going to take over the entire running of accommodation, and they give you what they want, not what you want. So me, as in me, obviously I have a position of respect and honor with the service provider, Al Bayt, because of the popularity of the program and the long term. This program's been going, for a long time. And we get what we ask for because we deliver. Right now, we ourselves have not been given the green light on the hotels that we want. I ask for a very specific hotel in Medina because it's excellent for our program. The Mecca hotel that we want is excellent for our program, but more important than all of this is our base camp, which is the one that we take as a base camp in this place called Azizia, in which the Hajj magic basically occurs, whether it's Mina or Arafah, whether it's going to the Haram, but everything is based there. All the activities are based there. And those who have seen the base camp video will know exactly what I'm talking about. And stay tuned. We've got some amazing videos coming out in the next few, I want to say next month. All right. Give it a few weeks. Give it a few weeks. And then you'll understand the levels that we're talking about. At this moment in time, the Hajj Ministry might take over all of the properties and accommodation and decide you're going to get this, and that's the end of it. So imagine, right? There's such a level of kind of hesitation on behalf of everybody. So in the meantime, we don't need to be, that's stressful enough as it is, and certainly not stress for you guys. That's for us to stress over, and them. You do not need extra stress. So when we're talking about the Nusuk and it being verifying accounts and the like, I can tell you right now that the theory is that by December 20th or mid-December or late December, the accounts that have already started to be verified will then be able to start putting money in, and you'll be given like about a 3 or 4 week period to pay by card and all of the preparation that you have been seeing. Okay. Our advice on what cards and what accounts to have, etc., which I will repeat in questions as well, and I'll repost again as well in the channel and the chat. You'll start funding your wallet. Over 3-4 weeks, or you can do it in one go, whatever. And then we're expecting January 20th for the Nusuk platform to open all of a sudden and start selling the various programs in whatever way that it will have been organized by then. And here's the thing. All the people at that time are going to have been on Nusuk already, and they would have applied. But Nusuk applications are not stopping there, because not everybody gets in the first stage. And so Nusuk will remain open, taking in applications past January 20th and January 30th and into the first week of February, meaning there'll be people that will literally have no intention for Hajj right now, have no idea about this happening right now, absolutely, completely oblivious to everything. And they will literally, in the middle of January, be like, I want to go Hajj. And they will have missed the first sale, and they will just go to Nusuk and register. Registrations will be happening every couple of days. And exactly as Hamza just said, they will get in like a boss, right? They will just bowl straight in, whether the first phase, second phase, third phase. That's just the way it works. That's obviously down to Qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to be tying camels and not just saying, just let everything happen as it happens. So, yes, that's why people have been applying. That's why people have been doing what they've been doing so far. And any application in the next month is not a late application. All right, so that's an answer specifically to Keish and everybody in general. Let me now tell you what's happening with Nusuk right now. Nusuk is struggling with some coding glitches and bugs. Okay, and it's struggling, but it is working again. So the latest update now that I'm giving you right as of now, Tuesday evening, is that Nusuk is active and it is working, but it has coding errors and glitches, which they've been trying to release patches, and they're not being helped by the whole kind of sound flare or whatever sound it was this error today that knocked the internet out. It wasn't a cloud flare, sound flare. I think that was something else. But the not being helped by the other kind of stuff. But internally, they are struggling to get a control of things. But they're also not fully locked in yet. The big kind of push has not started yet. So that energy is not there as well, right? The energy is required. It's important. So it's not there. But when they apply everything, then it will start work. They'll start to deal with all these little errors. What do we know right now? Nusuk is working. Applications are accepted. They will tell you that they're being looking at to be verified. Applications are being verified. We have people in our group so far. They received an email. It is verified. I'll start with that first. Those that get verified receive a message saying that your application has been successful. You can now go and avail of the services. What that basically means is go onto Nusuk. There's nothing on Nusuk. There's no packages. There's no wallet. There's no select this, select that. So it's actually pointless. It's too early. It'll be another 3-4 weeks yet before you can do anything. But it's telling you that your verification is done. And in the top right corner of your portal, you'll see verified. If you're not verified, it will say under verification or whatever, still waiting to be verified. Okay. Of the people who are verified, you are one of two people. you are either someone who has received an email and you enter and log in again, and everything is just like your normal portal. It's not asking you for any information or whatever. Or you're the second type of person who's been verified, where you've become foul to a Nusuk error. The email says you've been verified. You go into your portal and it says re-upload your documents. It says resubmit your documents. And you think, what the heck? And this is basically because a Nusuk error has reset a whole load of accounts. So you're panicking, you think, oh, but actual fact, you don't have to do very much. All of your fields will be still pre-populated with all of the information. So your account is actually still there, but it looks a bit scary. And all you got to do is tick a few boxes, the ones that it asks for, keep pressing next, and you'll see all of your answers. This is an opportunity for you to just check everything again, and then go and press submit, and it will actually submit. And you do need to actually submit, because if you have been receiving an email that's saying, well done, it's all done, go and now check it out, and your account, when you go in, has you needing to upload documents again, it means you need to resubmit again. Just go through it, tick it, check all the details again, make it, get used to your facts, make sure that you check it again, and then resubmit. And soon you'll receive another email. So now the question you're going to ask is, wait a minute. So you're saying that we should now go and access Nusuk? If it's me, I'm not going near Nusuk for another 4 or 5 days because it's still buggy. But I am not going to lie to you and say to you that, listen, it's not working. It is working. But you see, it's very difficult for us to try to control people who are naturally anxious. And if we say to people, relax, they get anxious and feel that they're being left behind. And so they tend to ignore the advice and go on. And they go on, and then one error occurs, and then they start to break down. And so for us, we have to sometimes say something that we don't want to say. So for example, we want to say to the most majority of people, just leave it. Let Nusuk sort it all out, and there'll be plenty of time afterwards. But the truth of the matter, and I'm not ashamed of telling you, is that a lot of people will be able to get in, navigate with clear instruction, and actually be able to submit again. These are people who are more calm in these matters, used to these kind of, internet messing about, their work is in this kind of area, they're tech savvy, and so they're all calm. The majority of people aren't those people. And so it's actually quite difficult to try to give one message that's going to be applied by all. And so if you want to listen to me, all of the errors are still buggy. It's still buggy. And I want you to know that right until the very end of February, Nusuk will be buggy, and there'll be big, big bugs that will come. And during it, you will need to take and listen to our advice when we say, now just step back and leave it for a few days. Okay, now go in. It's still buggy, but it's going to work. Or we're going to say, ignore the bugs, go in, do this. We are in the middle period now, meaning that if you can wait a couple of more days, they might fix a few, make it easier. But otherwise, it is working. And I have no problem anybody now going into their profile and doing the following. So, as I said, you are either someone who's received an email that has said you are verified, go and avail of the services. Once you go in, then you can actually and you see that everything is working, then it's fine. Otherwise, you will see a message that will say upload your documents again. It's all clear, no gibberish. It's all very clear English, all great and fine. So just resubmit and retick, check all the pages, press submit, leave it alone. Number one. Number two are a large number of you that are receiving rejection messages. Now, you get messages two ways. You receive an email to your Nusuk registered email address, whether that was a Gmail one or anyone, doesn't matter. Always check your junk mail. Or you receive a rejection on your Nusuk profile. In your profile, if you click on your profile photo, you'll be the bell icon, the notifications, you'll see the same message there. At the moment, nearly everybody who's being rejected is receiving a gibberish email. It's all blah, 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 code, blah, blah, code, blah, 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 blah. But you are able to make out from that email a statement that says rejected. Okay? It says rejected or rejection or blah, blah, blah. First of all, that causes some anxiety, and then you don't even know what on earth it's saying. So that's causing more anxiety. So now let me tell you what is actually happening. Number one, you have been rejected. Number two, being rejected is the default, most normal thing ever on Nusuk. Okay? most normal, most common, happens to virtually everybody, and not just once, but multiple times. Multiple times. Sometimes no reason, purely because of whatever the algorithm has just rejected. And how many times have we done this where we've gone back, changed nothing, and just press submit? Just press submit again, and it's actually gone back into the process and it refixes. But most of the time, what do we say? What we say is that you just go back and actually go to the photos, because 99% of the time it's one of your photos, either the passport page or the profile photo, the passport photo one. People are already in the chat and in direct messages saying, oh, you know what it is? I think I remember that I put up the page, 2 pages. I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And they start to realize. So my message to you folks is that this is actually very, very common. And that's the understanding that you need to have, that this is not some kind of panic situation. But here's the problem now. This would be very normal if there was no error. Normally, that email, when it comes with rejection, it actually says, your application has been rejected. Please go and review passport photo. Please go and review profile photo. Please review your passport expiry date. It actually tells you what the problem is. And then you go in and then you go and fix it. What's the problem right now? The message is not clear. You don't know what the reason is. What are your options now? You've got a couple of options. First option is to sit there and wait. And maybe in another week's time, a patch will be released, and that will then come out, and it will send you another email with a rejection message, which is very clear. This is wrong. Then you go into your profile, and you can specifically then delete the old photo, re-upload the new one, which is corrected, and submit. And that's all it takes. That's option number one, to wait for the system to send you a proper message. The second is to actually contact Nusuk. So you raise a ticket. By raising a ticket, you email support at Nusuk at blah, 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 right? Email them and say to them, my name is so-and-so, and this is my passport number. Remember, everybody, everyone is defined by their passport number. This is my passport number. I received an email from you. Absolute load of rubbish, full gibberish, can't even see what it says. All I can read is rejection, but I don't know why. Please tell me my next steps. You will receive an email back. An email back will come immediately, and it will say you have a ticket number, and that ticket number now is yours. Then you will receive another message saying RE ticket number. Yep, your problem is, and it's a human now writing, and it will say to them, it will say to you, yep, this is an error on our side, ignore it, blah, blah, blah. Well, but most of the time they're going to say that, yep, your passport photo is messed up, or XYZ is messed up. Please re-upload your passport photo again. Now you can go in to your profile, go straight to that, next, get to that, and upload the photo. And again, as per the guidelines, look in the channel, right? Go back to the channel, because the chat obviously is a lot of stuff in the chat. But if you go back to the channel where nobody can talk, yeah, the one that's got 600 or whatever people in there, and go up and you see the guidelines that we've been telling you, that this dimension, this way, that light, blah, blah, blah. Watch the guides, make sure that you got it right, and resubmit, and that's that. Okay, and that's obviously waiting for Nusuk to get back to you. So the second way is, as I said, in summary, raise a ticket, get clarity via normal writing, then fix it. The third way that you can do this, if you're really stressed by this, is to go into your profile. You've received this gibberish message, okay? The gibberish message, you are all in the chat, by the way. You are all in the chat. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're all in the chat channel, but you got to go through the bot, answer the questions, give your details. It's a private channel. We need to keep it private. And that way, then you'll be able to get into the channel. You can see the links there being given by Omer and the team in the chat. Now, the third way is this. You've received a rejection message. What have you learned from this meeting today? It has been rejected, probably for good reason. But now you can go and recheck yourself. So now go through each field yourself, bit, one by one, and check the details. And honestly, we all make silly mistakes. We put the wrong code in for the phone number. We added an extra digit for the passport. We've got the wrong expiry date for the passport. You look at the picture of yourself and you realize, what the heck, that wasn't the picture I put up or whatever, etc., etc., etc. And just re-upload it, recorrect it, upload it. Change the details, whatever, and then press submit. You don't even need to actually find whatever. Now, this third thing is for confident people. people understand what I'm saying. They know their details, they're feeling comfortable, and they just go and do it themselves. Otherwise, the majority of you will just need to wait a few days, or option one, but no, option one still will need some kind of action, right? So I just want to say, wait a few days. What's going to happen after a few days? Well, either Nusuk are going to send out another email giving you clarity on the rejection message. But if after a week it's not come, we're not going to sit here all day, are we? So you're then going to jump straight into option 2 or 3 anyway. Option 2 is what? Contact Nusuk directly via email, raise a ticket at support@, Nusuk, blah, blah, and then get that clarity, what the reason is, go into your profile, fix the mistake that you've made, press submit. Or right now, no problem. Nusuk is working. The submit button is working again. The save and continue button is working again. That wasn't working again, as people will know from last week. So they fixed that part. You go in. Honestly, it's an absolute maskhara, right? It is. I'm not going to lie. It's a complete flipping omni shambles. But this is what you will see and experience every year. We can't say what we really feel because otherwise we get our heads chopped off, right? So we can't mess about. But go in. Have no issue. Yani going in, identifying yourself, and re-uploading photos and send. No problem at all. That's Yani dealing with the second one. So far in this call, we've covered the people who have received the message that they've been verified. Then they can go into their profile and use it. But when they go, it says reload documents. What have I told you? Go in, reload your documents. That's it. Just press click, next, check everything, submit again. No problem. The second group of people are those that have received gibberish messages of rejection. That means you have been rejected, but you don't know why. Wait a bit for them to send something. If not, then go in and just fix everything, recheck everything, upload the photos again, just for the sake of it, and press submit. Believe me, it doesn't make any sense. I know very well, okay, but it works. That's what happens. Or you can send a ticket to Nusuk and ask them what's the reason. They'll tell you. Then you can specifically go and edit in your profile, and that's it. All right, number 3. The next one is a lot of people being verified, mashallah, but some family members have not been verified. This is very, very normal. Even if you added your family member, remember we said there's 2 ways that you have this system. You add people to your family and don't give them their own account, okay? So they are part of just one admin that's running everything, okay? Or you are applying individually. I prefer individual applications for everybody, unless there's like, your old aged father, mother that never going to do anything, and they're not going to go Hajj without you anyway. So then you might as well add them as your family. When you apply, add family member. And you can do that during or after the process. But each person, regardless, whether you add them or whether they create their own account and then you're going to link them later on, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you just go join the channel and you'll see the join the channel and you'll see the guide videos that explains all of this and the strategy document that explains all of this. As I said, I advise people to have their own accounts, especially husbands and wives and brothers and friends definitely, and brother-in-laws and cousins and things like that, definitely. Yeah, okay, maybe with a wife that you're definitely not going to go out without, or a wife that's definitely not going to go out without a husband, then one of them might make an account and add a family member. Remember the golden rule. When you add a person, you find it very difficult then to separate, okay, afterwards if there's a problem. Whereas if you have individual accounts and then you link them, you can always delink accounts and then they can exist in isolation and they can go to Hajj separately in case one decides to pull out, okay? Whereas if you add a family situation, then at some point it can be a disadvantage, and you even though it's been made easier because you can transfer authority, but I just want you to know that if one person does not want to go and money's been paid in, it's difficult to delete that person afterwards, okay? So that's the only something which you should be aware of. Now, each person, whether they're going to be linked afterwards or before or added as a family, etc., they all are verified independently. Do not go by this idea that my husband got verified last week and I need to be verified this week. We've seen family members 2 months apart, 2 months apart, get verified. Is that clear, everybody? 2 months apart. So do not expect, I'm verified, why is my mom not verified? I'm verified, why is my husband not verified? We're in part of the same family account. It is what it is. A final thing I'll mention is that there has been an update, and I told you that there's updates going on, and we've noticed it. If you go into your profile and you go into my profile, and then you go into my family profile, my family members, you will see a drop-down box. So if you are one of these people where you have received a message saying you're verified and your family member hasn't, I want you to go onto your profile just to make sure this happens. go into your family, go into my profile, go to my family member, and you'll see a little drop down arrow box. If you click on that, it will give you a couple of options. One of them is to edit the details. Press edit, go through, and you can actually see their account. You can go through their details again, check it. If you think that that photo looks a bit off, re-upload another one, right? Even if you haven't received a rejection, this is something important, right? Re-upload another one, just in that family member's file. If you see something off, and then go and just press thingy, just press submit, and that will just resubmit it. It won't increase or decrease anything, but that might have been the reason that it hasn't been verified in the first place, because it never got submitted in the first place. Because some people, they didn't wait, and in this last 1-2 weeks, they've been trying to do Nusuk applications in the buggy phase, and in this bugged up, messed up phase, you are not going to be able to get a very clear kind of submission. So it might not have been submitted. So that's that. Now I think I want to open up, folks, and let you guys talk on the mic, etc. I think it'd be good for you guys to kind of, speak about some issues and ask, so that other people can also understand, because a lot of good questions, I mean, other people can get their scenarios sorted as well. So I can answer a few quick questions here, but Omer, if we can work out how everybody can have an opportunity, and you can see people and what system you want to run to allow people to speak, that'd be great. I just want to say, while Umer comes on, that Sabrina, you must have a passport that expires after December 2026. If your passport is before December 2026, you must not open a Nusuk account on that passport. Must not. You've got plenty of time in all countries, especially UK, where at the moment 25 days. But if you're in any other country, it's not going to take more than a couple of months, right? So you got now, but you need to apply for your passport now. I know that you're thinking, but my passport is valid until May 20. No, for Saudi Arabia, you need to be 6 months after the Hajj, right? And the arrival date and leaving date is always a discussion point between immigration. You don't take any risks. December 2026. As long as your passport expires before December 2026, you need to renew it now and not apply on Nusuk, and you will apply on when you receive apply for Nusuk when you receive your passport. Now, someone might say, what about the rest of my family? Are they going to be waiting around? No, let the family apply as individuals, no problem. Okay, no problem. And when you get your passport, you apply as an individual. When you all get verified at individual different dates, you will link it in an immediate action, no problem whatsoever. Any profile applied for or application, Nusuk application, Musa, whether it happened now, a couple of weeks ago, or whatever, once you press submit, you just need to wait. You will not be left behind. You will either realize that there's an error, you will realize there's some kind of situation. When we start speaking afterwards in the chat and telling people, now everybody go into the profile, check this, check that, and you can see your status and it says, still waiting for verification. That's when you start contacting people. When we say it to you, you are meant to contact people. All right.
Sheikh.
Yes.
So for everyone on the call, there is a hand symbol at the bottom in the toolbar beside the little smiley face emoji. If you click that raise hand, we'll see it in order of who selected it, and we'll unmute in order, and then Sheikh will address the question. So for now, Sheikh, we have Ghazi, who's about to be unmuted right now.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ghazi.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Salam
Sheikh, my question again on that topic about me and my wife, we both opened the Nusuk account, we both applied separately, both are under verification. At this point, you would not suggest to add her under my account. Just keep it the way it is, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Let her verification come and confirmed, and then she goes into account, and it doesn't ask for re-uploading documents, and it says application verified. And wait for yours to receive the email, which will take the next month, 6 weeks, or 2 weeks. Any of this next couple of months, that email will come. Let yours come and say the same thing. You're done, and then you go in and you see the green little symbol, application verified. Once that's done, then you go into profile. You'll do link family member. It will then send her an acceptance thing. She goes into her account, goes into notifications, accepts the linking, and then that's it. It's done. You are now in control. Everything that you fund will be for both of you. Everything that you buy will be for both of you. Everything will be for the both of you. Follow this process. It's the safest, best process. Anybody, as I said, wants to take the microphone, you've got to raise your hand, and then Omer will one by one come to you. Whilst that's happening, I've dealt with Omar's question. Yep, wait for the passport. That's great. Barakallahu fiki ya Qadi. Rina asked about the travel history. Plan to don't worry about travel details too much. Okay, my advice: just stick the last travel that you went. Don't include Saudi. That's already accounted for when you answer the question about Hajj and Umrah, right? But when the question below, it just wants you to put 1 or 2 places in and a rough date. That's all. Don't worry about travel. They're not going to pull you up over travel that you've done in between, you know, since applying and since going. Don't worry about that at all. At all. Okay. That's that. The length of the package, we know all these kind of details already. It's a 17-day / 18 but 17-day program, inshallah. The date, inshallah, May 24th to June 1st. These dates are always subject to 2 key factors. One is the plane schedule. By the way, folks who really don't know anything about the program, we've already done a really nice presentation with all of the graphics, all the locations, all the details, and that's in the Hajj with AE channel. It's all in the channel, all the links. It's also on the YouTube channel as well. I will write a message that will have a reminder of everything. So as long as you guys all, you can see Umair has just posted in the chat a link. Everybody is either already in the Hajj with AE channel. You'll know if you are in the Hajj with AE channel because you can see it says Hajj with AE 2026 channel. There's 650 people in there. That's the one that you know is the right one. Nobody can write or anything. It's only me that can write. And then I will post a summary of all of the links that you need to know and presentations and details. But yeah, May 24th, 2 factors. Airline schedule, they can sometimes change those things, okay, normally by 1 to 2 days. And the Islamic calendar. That also has an impact upon the date itself, 1 to 2 days. But with a high level of confidence, we're expecting thereabouts, May 24th, June 1st, right? People were speaking about costs, okay? I wrote a detailed message analyzing the cost situation, and I explained that it's not just actually what the cost is by them, but what the dollar and the pound rate will be versus the Saudi riyal, because that's been fluctuating massively. The irony is, subhanallah, is that if the dollar decreases in power again and the pound gets stronger like it has, your Hajj might be cheaper than last year. Last year, the approximate value was around £10,000. We normally say that you account for 5-10% to be on the safe side. I expect people's Hajj, and obviously there's about £1,000 difference between whether you are in a quad room or whether you're in a double room, or £1,000 or £2,000. So, you know, you can get the cheapest Hajj package for £1,500 cheaper than the most expensive, which is a double room, right? Where you're sharing with only one other person. And you'll see later on when the packages and prices are released, when we start doing live webinars, what I think about what are good deals for you and your family in particular. We'll start speaking about that. But if you want to start mentally getting yourself ready, you're looking at, you know, £11,500, $15,000 that you'd want to put in there, knowing that you put in an extra couple of hundred extra pounds, £1,000 extra pounds, knowing that immediately after the Hajj sale goes, you can get the rest refunded without any admin charges. I believe if you do it a few days after, then you get charged 1.75% admin charge. But yes, you get your money back. If you decide not to go to Hajj for whatever reason, or you didn't get a space, likewise, you can get all your money back. So you don't need to worry about that either. The system is sound. All the people over the last couple of years that have done that, that's one of the good things about the Hajj people running that show.
We've got some hands raised. If you, sorry, go ahead if you want to address that.
Yeah. Put them on, and I will finish off the question. Put the next person on. Yasmin, I just wanted to say, please continue with Jess, who I know has been dealing with your case specifically and your issues specifically, and don't need to worry about anything in that sort. Okay, Nadine, you're up. Let's have you.
Assalamualaikum.
Excellent.
Just a quick question. You said something about I could be verified, and then like my wife could be verified 2 months later or something like that.
Yeah.
So then I'm just a bit confused as to how that works with the e-wallet and everything and putting money in.
So how can I address this best? On one hand, I want to say it will be very unlikely that people will be applying for Nusuk now and in the next few weeks, and all the accounts not be ready before it opens up for funding, right? Just like the example that you're giving, right? So by end of December, I expect all the people that are now here in the game to be verified, and so therefore this question will be irrelevant, number one. Number two, let's take worst case scenario and say, for whatever reason, they didn't verify your missus anyway. So you're meant to be making that decision now regardless, which is the decision that, am I going to Hajj alone if my wife doesn't make it? Is my wife going to Hajj alone if she doesn't make it? Now, that's a conversation that you need to have yourselves, right? Once you've answered that question, which is probably going to be that we are both going or we're not going, all right? If that's the case, then the lead pilgrim, and when we speak about the lead pilgrim, if you remember all the videos, you need to, again, review the videos as well. It's always useful to understand the strategy and the like. The lead pilgrim is the guy who's going to be, or the girl, who's going to be the one who has got most time available. Not the one who's super techie, but the one who's not in work meetings, who's not risking travel, because they release the date a day before or 2 days before, and they release the time the night before. It is a madness of a system. Honestly, it can't be planned for. So the person who should be admin for the sale of Hajj packages should be the one who has the most flexibility and the most chance of being flexible with their work situation should it go live tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. That's the person that should be designated the main person. When that main person is the one that is clear, that person should be a person that is going to be funding the e-wallet, and other people are added to that account or linked to that account. And therefore, you could carry on funding your account and your wife is not verified yet, and it doesn't matter. She can be added right at the last second, because you're going to be putting multiple amount of money into your account to cover for all kinds of people. And you could have a brother-in-law that joins and an uncle that joins and another one. This is what happens in Hajj, by the way. Every year this happens. That family members here and they say, you know what, I want to do it. And then you guys have a chat in your own family WhatsApp group and they're like, well, listen, I'm the admin guy. We'll all stick it all together. And so then we'll all then have a little system where we'll have 7 of us together and we'll take out, we'll take 2 triple rooms and one of us will go into a double and share with somebody else, blah, blah, blah. So you have all these kind of conversations, and then that one person then runs everything. And what's that person doing? He's crediting the account. People can all pay into it or pay you and you pay into it, and they're waiting for verification. And then when they get linked afterwards. And it doesn't matter or whatever. The golden rule is this. You cannot combine accounts that have individually been funding themselves. So your wife, if for example, if let's say that she got verified and you got verified and she put money into her account, yeah, by mistake, and you put money into your account, you now cannot link these accounts because their wallets cannot be counted, cannot be linked. You might think, oh, right, that's it, it's game over. It's not game over. What it means, though, is that now both of you are going to have to enter into the sale process independently, which is obviously introducing risk into the system. Yeah, it's a closed system. One person buys for 2. There's a certain controllable level of risk. You both get it, both don't. Now you've got 2 individual transactions going down. That's a risky situation. You know what I'm saying? And so some will get in, one the other one might not get in, both get in, both not get in. It's down to the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, the reason that we are as popular as we are, mashallah tabarak ar-Rahman, is that we go to a ridiculous, stupid level of detail. And the people trust us. And when people trust you, they follow instructions. And we're going to be asking you when the time comes, be super specific and tell us what is it that you are aiming for, which airport, which room, and whatever. You'll fill in this detail. We'll do a data analysis of it. We'll look and we'll see this is going to work, this is not going to work. Then we're going to release a document saying, guys, it's not going to work. If you carry on with the way that you're going, you're not going to get what you're planning for. So we're going to start again. And I'm telling you that some of you need to now make a choice to move to Manchester as a departure airport, to New York as a departure airport, to go from London as a departure airport when you were previously planning another one. Guys, you are planning for a double, you need to go for a quad. You need to, and then you guys will listen and you reflect, and then we do the poll again. And then the poll goes through again and everyone now responds, and then we do analysis of the numbers. And there's a reason we do this. Because once we've analyzed it and say, right, folks, we think that as per the last poll, what you chose, we think that you have got it, meaning that you're going to be able to get the place, meaning that it's the least oversubscribed or it's got the right level of kind of fill up, blah, blah, blah. And that will mean a final statement where we say to you guys, our strategy is that you stick to the choice that you've just made. We're signing off on it. Right. Now, then what happens? What happens then is that you now have an advantage over everybody else doing Hajj on any other platform. What's that advantage? There's no advantage in the system itself. But what it means is that when it opens, you're going to go straight, this flight, this room, sign out. That's it. You will have put it into your basket. You will have got already everything, and you will just need to check out. Whereas other people, they will not have the strategy because the groups that they're going with don't plan like this, because they have not got a group of Hujjaj that trust the process, that there is a free for all. People don't care for one another. It's the Wild West out there in their groups, whereas in ours, it's a family. You are under my command. You respect my authority, and therefore there is a sense of control. And by the fact that you then go, and last year, you will have seen the vast majority of people were able to check out and get exactly what they had planned in there, they put it into their basket, just like anything else. When you don't want to buy just yet, you put it into your basket, but you know that later on, you don't need to waste all the time going through everything. You just press submit, right? That is the skill. That is what matters. And that is how you improve the chance of being able to get a Hajj place. It's not other magic, no trick. We can't hack anything, whatever. It's just that we are analyzing the data. We have a high level of trust with the people in our group. We don't like people who waste our time. This is not a tick box exercise. People know who that come to this Hajj thingy. They know that we take your Hajj very seriously, and we take our program very personally as well. It is not for everybody. It is not for people who don't care about this kind of situation. It is only for those folks that really want the very best experience and are willing to do everything to make that work. And it will work. So that's a long answer. But this will start to become clear in December and January when we're starting to make you do polls and go through strategy. But now it's just about getting the thingy done. Now, Nabil asked a question. We haven't had a phone call yet from the team. So a lot of people have been called, and it goes to the. Remember, we're using like with systems that are withhold numbers, right? And it goes a lot to the voicemails, and people are missing voicemails, but they're also missing emails, and the emails are going to junks and spam. You need to check junk and spam. And also, the most important reason that you're getting a phone call, the only reason actually you're getting a phone call, is to ensure you are definitely in the channel. So Nabil and Rabia, are you in the chat and channel? That's what I want to ask you. If you are, you don't even need that phone call or anything right now. There are a number of people, as you will have seen in the chat, that are not in the channel or the chat, and therefore they miss information. The phone call and the email and the text message, this primary aim is to get people into the closed channel so that we can control. That's it, Nabil. You're in the right place. As long as you're seeing and hearing everything and knowing and getting access to this stuff, you guys are sorted. You guys are sorted. And when we start releasing polls, when we start releasing instructions, that you are seeing those and following those, that's the most important. That's the reason why we call people, so that they are understanding the game, understanding the rules, trusting us when we send out information, and then starting it. Just on Keisha's point about, okay, I've understood all that. We haven't started anything. If it's me, I'm not starting just yet. If you are fresh, you haven't done anything yet, and whatever, that's a great position to be in. I'm not touching Nusuk for another week, all right, another 5-6 days, and then I'm now making my applications. Individuals. So as a husband and a wife or family members, each individual separate accounts, wait for verification, and then link after. So I'm not touching it yet, plenty of time, and then doing it afterwards, inshallah. All right?
We've got Sarah Ali.
Sarah, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Just wanted to say that it's very overwhelming, having never been to Hajj before. So I'm super glad that I've joined the call. But a question would be, how, obviously it could change this year, but last year, how big was the group of the intake? So an idea of spaces.
Yeah, so the intake in our program, that's the other positive thing, is that we are the biggest group. So we are 528 people as of last year, if they give us the same building. So let me just explain something to you. When it comes to our numbers work backwards. So it's not like I say, I want to take 200 people, I want to take 100 people, I want to take 100 people. What I do is that I look at my program and assess which building will allow my program to be most successful and most enjoyable per the Hujjaj. And each time, each year, you don't get the same building, right? Because companies come and, blah, blah, blah. Maybe the Hajj Ministry closes it down because it's got infestation or whatever, or a company comes in and offers double the amount. So you can't always guarantee the same building. So whenever I see the building and I go, that's the building that I want, then the capacity of that building becomes the size of my group. That's my rule for the last X amount of years. And so we are very, very happy with our base camp for 2025, okay? And if we get the same building again, which is what I have requested, then it will be 528 places. So there's fantastic opportunity, and especially by your accent, you're obviously Brit. So you've got over 400 and something spaces, very, very comfortable. Be confident. And I just wanted to let you know that, especially, and I completely respect, some folks find this overwhelming. Actually, to be honest, Hajj, the process, Nusuk, has unfortunately made this overwhelming. You've heard me call it before the Hajj. It really is actually worse than the Hajj itself. There's no difficulty in Hajj that matches the stress before. Nothing. I can tell you now, not even the heat, not even the walking of blah miles, neither the Umrah, none of it will be as difficult and stressful as this period and going through it. I can guarantee you that. It really is the old school, how Hajj used to be so difficult back in the day, before the easy actual Hajj when we go. You'll love it. You'll love it.
Inshallah.
If you've not seen it, you will see, go to the YouTube channel. All the feel-good videos of everything are there from the last couple of years. That is how much fun it looks like, how easy and blessed it looks like, is exactly what it will be. These videos do not show the Nusuk process because you can't show it. You can't show it, and it's horrible. And I just want to say that you will have seen in the chat where all of our logos and avatars, you can see who the team members are. You're feeling that you need a bit of extra support, you just message anyone that looks the smiliest and happiest, all right? And they will individually help you through your application with no problem whatsoever. Anything that you're not sure about, any questions, they'll deal with it. We prefer, of course, that folks put stuff on the chat, because not only does it save our time, but often a person is thinking something and the other people are thinking something, and someone just needs to let go and say, listen, this is it, and everybody will then benefit from the answer. But if you need any bespoke help, reach out to any of the team members.
Jazakallah. I'm a revert as well, so it's quite
We give
15 years, but it's
support, extra bonus support to the reverts. That's the magic word. The reverts, and that's it. It opens the floodgates of support.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Barakallah feek. Take care, Sarah. Right, who's next, Umar?
We've got Rahin or Rehan. Rahin, you're on deck. Unmuted. Rahen. Rahin.
Keep trying, Umar.
I figured I hit someone. Rahin. Something. Someone's gotta no? We'll go. Okay, we'll come back. Zeba. Zeba, you're up. Afar. It can't be me calling the names. You gotta know that's close enough. No?
Come on, Zeba. Where are you? Unmute yourself, bro.
I did. I unmuted Zeba.
No, she doesn't need to do anything herself. Yeah, she just speaks, huh?
No, so I just call on them and I unmute them.
All right. Okay, she's going for a cuppa. A cuppa. That's, you know what a cuppa is, right? It's a cup of tea, cup of chai. So let's move to the next one. Rahan, no, we can't hear you, Rahan.
Oh, there we go. I just unmuted you, Rahan, again.
Try again, Rahan.
Brother.
Walaikum salam, we can hear you now.
Yes. How are you? Check. So, a quick question. So last year, alhamdulillah, I went 2023 and 2024. And this year, inshallah, planning on taking my mother-in-law. So the question is,
you did Hajj under Nusuk in 23 and 24.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Sick guy, mashallah. You sick guy.
Yeah.
Well done. Right. So this year you're taking mother-in-law. Yep.
Yes. So the question is, if I choose two questions. Number one is, if I choose wheelchair, how is going to be recommended? Because my mother-in-law is not very much capable of, doing, especially, going to do the pelting on the Sahi. Probably, she can, but during the day of Arafah, the next day from Muzdalifah to back to Mina, and then going back to do the pelting. So that's where she's gonna struggle the most. Are there gonna be wheelchair recommendations?
So let me say, first of all, that not first of all, let me just say that there's no doubt that it's going to be a challenge. And right off the bat, first of all, you'll need to have one person, which obviously in this case is you, that takes responsibility for someone that has got any kind of disability or pushing. That person has to mentally be ready for a real physical Hajj. Got to be good health, number one. Number two, once that number one has been achieved, number two, nothing to worry about. Like, there's going to be people who are 10 times more ill and worse than your mother-in-law. You just immediately said, not going to be a major problem for the Umrah. That's all I needed to hear. That puts her essentially the same as the rest of us. Because even very fit people struggle on, as you know, you've done it, the 23, 24. It doesn't matter what you do. Arafah and the day of Hajj next day is a tough day, right? And there's distances to walk and push and whatever. A lot of these distances, it's not even about the distance. It's the fact that the roads are not wheelchair friendly. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be listening to strategy. Okay. And strategy means that, for example, to be pushed and to go to do Jamarat is something which is not too difficult. But if she mentally is happy to allow me to do it for her, then that's going to be a lot easier than pushing her all the way to Jamarat, for example. Number two, when it comes to going for Tawaf, that's a very big, difficult thing to do in a wheelchair. Very, very difficult. And so therefore she would wait for the group bus that will go on the second day or the third day, and she would then do the Tawaf al-Wida and the actual Tawaf al-Ifada at the same time using a transport, and then get a taxi back to base camp. So we are able to manage. There's some crazy sound going on, Rahan. I don't know what you're doing, man. But the strategy of your actual Hajji who needs support will be managed over there without any issues. You've got nothing to worry about.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So that would be more like a fiqh questions then. So it'll be
Exactly
okay if I
exactly
take, yes, if I go instead of hard, it'll be acceptable, correct? There is
of course
that.
Of course.
Okay.
There's consensus between all the four schools and all fuqaha that deputizing in Rami is something which is allowed, and to combine between Tawaf Wida and Ifada, something which is allowed, and delay the Tawaf not on the 10th day when everybody goes, but do it on the 11th or the 12th or the 13th or the 14th, something which is allowed. So done by Aisha, for example. So all of this will come. Don't you worry. We will give plenty of help and support in this.
Actually, I have a trick. Probably other people can benefit from it. So last 2 years, what I did, I took a package for Azizia, and then from Muzdalifah, I went straight to the hotel. I took a rest. Then after like 2 p.m., they have taxis. I took a taxi to do my Tawaf al-Wida. So Azizia was a big help. And the second question,
absolutely, and that is part of our key strategy, by the way. That's the reason why base camps for us is very, very important in Azizia.
Yes. Yes. And the last question. So, when do you anticipate the package will be released? Because I'm going to Medina with my family for 2 months. I'm planning on stay in Medina for the entire Ramadan from January 18th, and I'm gonna be back like after Eid or probably day before Eid. So when do you think like the package will be released?
So you're gonna travel on Jan 18th, did you say?
Yes, with my wife and my kids, planning on moving to Medina for good. So just want to try out these 2 months how it is.
Right. I think it's going to be about the according to the Hajj Ministry, they said roughly Jan 20th, right? And basically this is going to be happening all during your Medina stay. That's when it's going to be happening.
So I should be okay. I should be able to log in from there too, right?
key is internet. The key is internet stability. Yeah, and as long as you've got that one sorted, then you'll have no problem. The geographical location is not going to help one way or the other. One thing, by the way, which is a positive, one thing which is good about being in Medina is that you'll be on Saudi local time. And Saudi local time is a lot more easier to run with when it comes to, the actual timings than anything else.
Oh yes, I will never forget 2024. They kept saying, "It's coming."
Time. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
they just kept saying like, "Stay tuned, stay tuned." And we had to.
Yeah.
I remember
Initially.
like I was sitting in front of a computer for like 27 hours refreshing the page because if you log out, it'll kick you out. But inshallah, probably this year this is not gonna happen. But Jazakallah, Sheikh.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Kevin.
much.
Sheikh, we've got Zeba. Zeba's back. Zeba, you've got the mic.
Let's try again.
Zeba, so we're seeing the mic's been unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, Zeba, I think you need to maybe restart or something or whatever, but your mic is clearly not working, Zeba. Right, let's move on.
She's reconnecting. We've got Rina. Rina is unmuted.
Okay.
The transportation from Mina to Tawaf al-Ifada. I've heard some people that they had to walk for over an hour or 2 hours to get there. What kind of transportation facilities we will have?
So as part of our program, we will also be walking, but that's intentionally so, meaning that there will always be, so let me explain how this would work. So if we imagine the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, which is the major day to make Tawaf al-Ifada, which for everybody listening is the major Tawaf of Hajj. The majority of the group will do that on the 10th. The reason is because transportation is pointless, because the roads are closed, there's millions of people, and getting in a car, taxi, whatever, it will just be gridlocked because all the roads are converted into pedestrian tunnels. And that's the 10th. And that's the day where all the people who are fit and able and normal, and obviously we will be preparing people physically for that, they will walk, not just from, they walk from Muzdalifah to Mina, they will walk from Mina to then Jamarat, they will walk from Jamarat then to the Haram, they will then stone, and then they will come back. Now, getting there, you will be following my instructions to walk. It will be the best thing to do, the quickest thing to do, the most enjoyable thing to do, but also a very tiring thing to do. If a person is not physically able to do that, it's a different strategy altogether. We'll come to that person afterwards. Then on the way back, there are taxis, and we will be catching taxis individually as small groups and coming back, families will get their own, whatever. People who are single and need a bit of support, on our Telegram group, our private one, we'll say, we'll see you there, we'll meet you there this time, whatever. People come together and then they'll come back to our building, base camp. When we come back to our base camp, that's when people rest and recuperate and the like, because taxis do not go to Mina. There are no such thing as taxis that go to Mina base camp. And so what will happen then is that you will then, after rest, will then walk back to our base camp at the end of the day. That is for the people who are fit and able, which is going to be 99% of the people. A lot of people will think, I can't do that. How can I walk for 30, 40,000 steps? We're going to make sure that you get ready and trained up for that. That's what this program is known for, right? That's why it's as popular as it is, because that's what we do. If you're the second type of person who is unable to walk or got medical conditions or disabled or you will do everything by bus. And so what that means is from Arafah, you will get a bus to Muzdalifah. And then you will wait in Muzdalifah until a government bus, because these government buses are dealing with 0.0001% of the Hujjaj. Everybody will leave walking, as you can see all the pictures and all the famous things that you know. But the person who can't walk, they can't walk. So they will wait there. A couple of hours later, a bus will come. That bus will pick them up and it will drop them off at the Mina camp. They will remain in the Mina camp. Other people will do the stoning on behalf of them. Like I and my team will go and you will do what is called deputizing. We will then go and stone on behalf of that person. So that person will then remain there in Mina for the next 3 days, while the rest of the people go and walk and do their Hajj. And then once that's finished, then when the people are going back to basically getting ready to go home, and you'll come back to our Azizia building, base camp. There will be a bus on the last day, on the 12th of the Hijjah, 3 days later. That bus will take that person back to base camp. And that person now will remain in base camp. All the stoning has been done for them because they can't walk, or they're not fit enough, or whatever. From that person now, that person hasn't done what? As you said, Tawaf al-Ifada, and hasn't done Tawaf Sa'i, and hasn't done the Tawaf al-Wida as well. What this person will do now is from base camp will catch a taxi. Because it's the 13th, and it's the 12th, and it's the 14th, depending upon what day they choose, and depending upon our support and our strategy, taxis, roads will be open again. Taxis will be plenty again. Taxis are not stupid prices again. They will get in a taxi, take them to the haram. Then they will do that according to their ability, just like they did Umrah a week earlier. If they can walk it, walk it. If not, then they'll get someone to hire them to do the wheelchair. Everything will obviously help and support that in that whatever, but a person will make those decisions themselves. Finish off the Tawaf of Ifada with Sa'i, everything, then catch a taxi and come back to base camp. So you can see in the example of the second, this is why I say that the fitness does not matter. Disability does not matter. It's all about strategy. It's understanding experience about what options you have and understanding the fiqh that allows legal concessions at different stages. So I don't know if that made sense, Sarah. I'm sorry, I forgot your name, sister. But these are the two examples. The one that's fit enough and the one who's not able to, they do not need to worry. Is that clear?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Barakallahu feek. Barakallahu feek.
Sheikh Zeba said she's taking precautions to make it happen. So Bismillah. Zeba, you're on.
We'll believe it when we hear it.
Oh, Miskeen, trying so hard. We'll try. Listen, we'll try another device, maybe Android, but we'll save that for another time.
In her dreams,
Yeah.
Android is gonna crash the whole system for her, bro.
Anyways, we've got Muhammad. You're up next.
Muhammad,
Hello.
come on. And for Gunter, I just want to say that I do select privately after the Tarbiyah program. Alaikum salam. Just give me 1 second. And I do make an assessment of some of the people, and I will allow 1 or 2 individuals to do that, but only if they prove to me it's over the week's preparation beforehand and afterwards that I'm happy with them to be able to do it. If they pass
The
my
proof
test,
is race. You got to race with the sheikh, so you guys.
100%. If you can beat me, you're in. And again, you know, the odd person will be allowed. So you can stay hopeful. Right, sister, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
No.
At long last. Sorry, just a little bit of confusion. So I made myself the lead pilgrim for me and my husband. But can I just ask, if I'm the lead pilgrim, how is that different to people who are registering separately? Then how do you have a lead pilgrim in that scenario? Just a bit confused. So at the moment, I was a lead pilgrim and I added my husband on my account. He's got his own email. But now should I be delinking before adding to the wallet, or should we just keep it together as it is?
So when you applied for Nusuk, you entered all the information, blah blah blah, and then at the end it said add family member, correct?
Yeah, and I added my husband as
Got it.
I'm being the lead pilgrim.
Got it. And you had already had the conversation that none of us are going separately. We either both go, we don't go, correct?
That's
then you press submit, and then it's submitted, and you've been now waiting for that email, correct?
Yeah, and he's got his own email waiting for his, because we were asked when that was registration was completed, it said to for him to have his own email account. The page came up and it said that he needed to register. It said welcome you. So I can't remember exactly what it said, but he did have an email. Just so that you could navigate through the Nusuk site.
Correct. You had to definitely use an email for him to fill in the details. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that have you received an email from Nusuk to say that your account has been verified? And you know, when you go into Nusuk on the top right corner, it says verification. It says verified in green. It hasn't, right?
No, not yet. No.
Right. So it's going to happen in the next few weeks. All right. It will come. It will then say verified. When that comes and it's been verified, and you will see, and it will show on your family member. When you click on my family member, it will also then say verified. And so you're both verified in the same account. Once that's the case, you then start putting the money in. That money, you're not delinking anybody now. That's it. That's the final kind of situation.
Right, okay.
That is it.
That's
And now you're funding it. And when it comes to sales, when you buy, you will automatically be buying for both of you automatically.
okay, that's fine. Okay, now I was just getting confused between having a lead pilgrim and then linking.
No. You are the lead pilgrim so far automatically, and he is exactly where he needs to be. And you don't need to do anything to do with deleting or delinking or anything like that.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Just Keish, just to let you know, shifting definitely, and this program only. As simple as that. Carry on. Ömer, who's next? Who's got their hands up? Who's got their hands up? Mohammed, you're asking about strategy. Strategy is only going to become clear once we have details, facts, numbers, total. That's going to be a good few weeks left yet. We don't know what the package is going to be ready, what Nusuk is going to allow.
No more raised handshakes.
No more raised hands. Okay, good. Pregnant ladies, I can see we had heavy pregnant ladies, by the way, because we look after pregnant ladies. Mashallah, we've had our Hajj babies as well, couple so far. So Hajj was only a couple of months ago. So that, mashallah, we had three Hajj babies, mashallah. And Sakina just mashallah had hers, and yeah, we're buzzing, man, mashallah, tabarakallah. Nothing like a Hajj baby, bro. What happens if one person gets verified but the other family member does not get verified? I have never seen that, by the way, unless of course that family member tries to get verified like in about 3 months' time, right? But now you shouldn't be thinking about that. If you both apply now, you will all get verified. That's the end of it. Now, let's just follow through though. Let's just say that did happen, okay? Then you have the option to go and the other person to not go. Right? They're not going to block you because they're on a separate verification profile. I'm just covering the theory. And if you decide not to go, then you decide not to go. There's no problem. If my husband does not get to go due to any reason, can we still go with the group from a fiqh perspective, a Hanafi? Of course, yeah. In this group, my group, obviously I teach fiqh, and we have loads of people that follow the Maliki and Shafi'i and Hanbali madhab, but the majority are the Hanafi madhab, and some are no madhab, and I will be accounting for everybody. You have nothing to worry about. Okay, folks? Nothing to worry about. Borrowing money is allowed, Bushra. It is. And where did I record a video? I'm sure I done something like that. Either recorded a video, or I did like a Q&A, or did an audio maybe in the chat. Okay, maybe, Bushra. But absolutely, it's allowed to borrow money. Okay? The packages, Sarah, so it has a couple of phases. The first phase only lasts about 5 minutes. It is crazy. It's crazy. Oh, thank you, Mesa. I'm sure I did. I was going crazy. Pinned messages. That's right. If you want to go into the channel and look at pinned messages, you'll see a lot of good stuff we've done before. I forget everything I've done. It's all a blur. So yeah, the borrowing is something which is permissible. Packages. Yeah, 5 minutes. That's why you really, really need to follow instructions, and we train you on devices and computers and when to come on and practice. We do practice sales. We do practice, and we start doing keystrokes and telling you that get yourself ready to click, and get cards ready. And again, this is the place that you need to be. Halima, how you doing, man? Are you in Newcastle still or what? Where are you, man? Unsure whether to leave from Canada or the UK. UK, definitely. Oh, right, you're in Canada. Oh, you're in Canada. What would you do? Well, first of all, this is not relevant now. You should apply. No, of course it's relevant. Of course it's relevant. You have a UK passport, but you have the ability to go from Canada. So, being the pack that I am, I always think of costs first. Okay. going from Canada is going to be the cheaper option because it's going to be one single ticket. First of all, Canada is the most expensive air ticket out of all of the 3 countries, right? As a general rule, the 3 main countries. Obviously, this year there's going to be everyone allowed, but you are paying the most expensive ticket if you come from Canada. But if you were to go from UK, right, then you're going to have to get a flight from Canada to the UK, and then you're going to have to get and you'll have paid in your package. You will have paid for the UK flight anyway. You get what I'm saying? Now, the quota, no doubt, is lower in Canada, but then the people applying from Canada is lower. So there'll only be about 50 people that will come from Canada. So just to give you an idea, folks, of the numbers, there'll be about 400 and something that will come from UK, about 420, something like that. And there will be about 70, 80 from the States. And there'll be about 50 so 400, 70 and 50, something like that, 80 and 50 from Canada. That's going to be the approximate breakdown, and that's what normally works and covers everybody comfortably, right? And yeah, and the level of likelihood is not actually our quota, right? This is important. Remember, like what I said earlier on, if you follow our strategy, everybody works together to ensure that everybody's going to get in. Your enemy, you might have heard in the previous presentations and the like, your enemy and your challenge is the country quota, the quota that's set by Nusuk, the Hajj ministry, not the quota to get into our program, because ours is going to be actually made very easy for you. It's whether the other thousands that are in the country that are using the quota spaces that they block you out. But anyway, back to the point. Overall, if you are in the UK, your Hajj package will be cheaper from the UK. But if you are having to come back to the UK just to go to Hajj, then obviously you're paying for a Canadian ticket, which isn't cheap, and that's making it more expensive. I want to say it's easier for you to get in from the UK. There's no doubt. There's so many spaces, right? So it's easier for you to get in from the UK, but it's more expensive for you to get in from the UK. How much more? Extra Canadian ticket. Yes, I was about to say to you, Osman, are you here? Go on.
Okay. 2 things. Questions that I've asked of her. How is she in Canada? What's her paperwork situation? And is she planning to come for the summer anyway? Because there's no doubt it's going to be easier to verify her via her British passport. Sounds like she's British. And if she's coming to the UK anyway for the summer, then why not just do that one-time thing and combine it, and it would increase the chances. Blah, blah, blah.
You see, Halima, yeah, you heard the chief there, right? Because summer, it's all about thinking. Because I think you, if I remember correctly, you're practicing as a doctor over there in Canada, so you will have good papers. But there's no doubt, whatever person is on a work visa or whatever, they have an extra headache when it comes to that kind of situation, Halima, verification. And it's always easier to do it on your natural passport. And so if you can, you know, like the chief said, put it into a scenario where you come back for the holidays and you kind of take an extended period and do the summer, and then, you know, you put it into, you price it up like that for yourself, that we're coming back. That's going to be the best way. There's no doubt. That's going to be, it's going to work out a little bit more expensive because you're going to have to buy tickets to come back to the UK. But if you put it in that I'm coming back anyway, I'm going to do holidays, I'm going to do the kids, then there's no doubt. Okay, that the UK's immigration-wise, verification-wise, quota-wise, it's easier. Okay.
Chief, while we're on the point, anybody that's not living in basically the Brits, if you're living anywhere other than the UK, you have to use your UK address. Do not use an address from any other country in the world.
Remember that, everybody. Okay, remember all of the strategy documents. Remember the guides we've recorded. We made that very, very clear. If you're an expat in the UAE, in Qatar, in other countries, whatever, whatnot, you must use your UK details, not just the passport, which is obvious, but also UK address, UK phone number. Do not let on in any way on that form that you are an expat in another country. Simple as that. And we will deal with you specifically when it comes to your flights and things like that. We'll explain that later. Okay, folks?
We've got a hand raised here. SC, you're on the deck.
We had a family member that's done the registration on behalf of all members. So she uploaded our passport, driving license, etc. So we've all had the individual emails to create our own accounts, but because of the problems Nusuk are having, shall we wait for that then? Shall we wait?
So this lead member that's going to become the admin, they added you all as family members, yeah?
They did, yeah.
And that is because the theory is that one goes, all goes, no one goes, no one goes, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Good. That's fine. First of all, their decision. Second, should you do it? Yes, I would. I do not think that it is that unstable right now that it will block it. And if it does, it just means resubmitting. So yes, go ahead. It is working. Follow the instructions and enter in. But actually, most of it is actually done by her anyway. Frankly, it's just the acceptance, isn't it?
Yeah, and then so they ask for like camp details and dates and things. Should we just put in generic information or?
Absolutely. You can use, for the sake of whatever, 17 days. You can put down for flight numbers, just put TBC, to be confirmed. For vaccinations, you put down meningitis, done. All of this information is highly irrelevant, but they just want to tick boxes kind of thing.
And then, sorry, just for the camp, is it did you say Azizia is the camp?
Again, irrelevant.
Okay.
It won't ask a question. It shouldn't be asking you a question about a camp. But if it does, then you can put Azizia or Mu'asim, it might ask you. But
Okay.
it shouldn't be asking you for a camp. I'm almost positive.
Okay, Jazakallah.
All right. But just the most important thing to know is that it doesn't matter what you put or whether you choose luxury or shifting or non-shift, all irrelevant, absolutely irrelevant. But just choose something. Afterwards, when it comes to purchasing, none of this matters.
Okay, Jazakallah.
All right. Oh, yeah.
No more hand raised.
All right. It has been asking for city. I put the city I currently live in. Is that okay? It's not okay if you're abroad. Okay. When you walaikum salam, that's what I can say for French people. Don't put down yani Qatar or Doha or Dubai or some bakwas like that. Okay, put down Manchester, London, Sheffield, whatever. If you can go back and edit that, I would, because that's going to cause a headache later on. Okay, keep it to the city of your passports. Keep it to the cities of your passports. Okay, folks. Let's have a look. Yes, borrowing money is allowed to do that. To go to Hajj, you are allowed to do that. You are allowed to do that. And if you go to the channel, and we'll show the link again, go to the pinned messages at the top, and you will then be able to see my audio and my posts that cover all these questions. Okay, folks? Right. What questions do we have left here? We don't have anybody. If anyone wants to speak and ask their question in detail, then put your hand up. And otherwise, write your question again. I'm only going to wait here another few minutes now because we've been here for a while now. What if when we want to go buy a package, it's sold out? What do we do at that point? Then I will be giving you next steps. I will look at the packages that are available and advise you for the next best option. All right? But most people will not be in that situation, not needing to worry. Can you just explain what the process will be for the person who's doing Hajj for their deceased sibling? So what will happen is that from the very, very beginning, so the prep will be as like everybody else. And the only difference will be is that when we are leaving on the day of Umrah, you're just going to make your intention for your Umrah to be on behalf of your sister. And you will repeat after me, I'll be there and I'll tell you, Labbaik, Allahumma Umrah an, and you'll mention your sister's name. And then you'll carry on and then you'll make dawafs for yourself. So you're benefiting. That's a great thing, that you're always benefiting yourself. Then when we get to the day of Hajj, you'll make the niyyah for Hajj, Labbaik Allahumma Hajj, and mention sister's name, and that's it. Everything is very, very simple. No change in doing anything, actually. It's all over there, just in the wording. Okay. Does it need to be the city? That link there, everybody, you should make sure that you have clicked on that at some point and you are in the channel. Does it need to be the city we were born in? That's what's on my passport, but I live in a different city in the UK. Or better to put the city of the airport we want to go from. No, put the city of where you were born. All right. Don't worry about city where you're living. If you're in the UK, then of course, this is only about all this address situation is only about the country that you're in the UK. Okay, folks. If you are in another country, you can't put that country's city in that you're living in. Don't do that. Keep to the country of your passport, either where your home address is or where you were born. Simple as that. So NA, the best bank and card depends upon your country. And I've written that in the channel, and you can you see all of that up there if you go to the channel. Okay. Styling for the UK, Chase is also good for the UK, and Monzo for the UK. You got to make those accounts, like I've been telling people, and you just watch the pinned videos. When Nusuk opened, did you have any issues with it crashing or delays with the OTP? Absolutely, absolutely. We have to be ready for everything, AC, everything. This is Nusuk, bro. Nusuk. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. The problem is that now we expect it to crash, Yanni, so that's even worse. So we've got to expect something else going on. Right, Razek. Is your package absolutely for US residents? Yep. Our team members are American, and our Hajjaj are American, and listen, it's not possible to go over 1.5 hours of content, but you will watch the recording. So make sure that you are in the channel. Imtiaz, in fact, I am going to post it. How about that? Oops, that didn't work. But if you make sure that you are in the channel, then you will find everything there. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, that didn't work. That was absolute rubbish. Copy this link address. Nope. Okay, you're going to have to do it yourself, Imtiaz, because I've got no idea. Umer has done it. Yep. That's it. So lots of Americans, bro. Don't you worry. And watch the YouTube. Is going to be out in the next hour or so on that channel. Okay. Your husband is not in the group, but he's also going. That's okay. As long as one person is in there, Naila, that's fine. All right. Barakallahu feekum. Sarah. Ameen. Ameen. All right. I think we're going to call it. Jazakumullah khair. Appreciate everybody. And again, the chat's open. So when you get in there, I'm going to write a post in the next hour or two with the video and some links. I'll write this mega, nice post. And then you're going to be able to see everything and whatever. So it's important. Remember, the channel is an information channel, but then once you are enter the channel, you then add to the chat. So I am available teaching logical progression every Wednesday on site in Cheadle, but for the next 3 weeks I'm not going to be here. All right, it's all going to be online. So you can see me next in Cheadle in South Manchester after Isha on the 10th and the 17th of December. 10th of December and the 17th of December. All right, guys. And any other time you can just reach out, or you can join the LP Telegram chat. I might actually give a link to that as well. If you join that, then you'll be able to get updates of my movements in Manchester when I'm around in the UK and the Telegram chat that I'm on. Or just ask on Telegram and I'll tell you. All right. Barakallahu feekum, Umar. See us out. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakumullah khair, y'all. We have the links. Thank everyone for coming. We'll see you all on the channel.